Hey guys, Timster here with another video, and today we're going to be looking at the Panzer 5-4. This is a premium German medium at tier 5, and well, it's the best tier 5 out there. It may not look like it, but this is by far the best tier 5 I have played so far, so I'm going to go over the stats and kind of explain why, and then we'll get into some gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy this review. As we take a look at the Panzer 5-4, you may have noticed that it is very similar to the Panzer 3-4, and that is because it is actually its predecessor. It has slightly better stats, making it a little more OP, and that's, I guess, why it's considered a premium tank. Getting into the armor, it has 25mm more armor on the front at 85mm, but the 85 is only for the top portion. It actually only has 60mm on the lower glacis, but that's still hell of enough to keep out that tier 4 and tier 5 gunfire. It is kind of a double-edged sword because what it does have for frontal armor, it does pay in side armor. Its side armor is at 40mm, which is very weak and it's very flat, so it's very easy to penetrate, and you definitely do not want to keep the side of this tank exposed. This tank does, however, have another weak spot, and that is its turret. It's not actually the command hatch. The command hatch is very, very resistant, and it's very hard to penetrate. It's kind of like a little troll command hatch. A command hatch that actually doesn't get damaged, like on the T-32, which is very annoying. But the turret is actually the weak part. It has 50mm in the front and 30mm on the side. That little armor is just spaced armor, which kind of works for against preventing HE rounds from being shot at the turret, but other than that, it's kind of just decoration against AP. It's only 8mm thick and 16mm thick, so it doesn't really do anything. But yeah, the turret is the weak spot, especially at the front and the sides. So, moving on to the gun. At first glance, it is a tier 5, and we are all used to those very underpowered guns for premium tanks, just because the developers in Wargaming don't want to really make premium tanks have the best guns, because that would be a little cheap. And we can see the familiar trend here with this tier 5 gun. However, fortunately, this tier 5 gun is actually one of the best tier 5 guns you can get, making this have not only good armor, but a very good gun as well. It is the same gun on the Panzer 3-4, however, it shoots a little faster. This thing shoots 7.45 rounds per minute. It has an average penetration of 110, which is very good for tier 5, and an average damage of 160, which is also very good for the reload speed this thing has. As for the dispersion, it's at 0.39, and the aiming time is at 2.3 seconds, making this a it's above average tier 5 gun. And it definitely packs a punch. Now you may be thinking that, well, it has a great gun, it has very good frontal armor, but it's a medium. You may have suspicions about this tank being slow, like for example the Matilda, cough cough, but in fact this tank is actually very fast. This thing can reach speeds of up to 55 kilometers per hour, and that is all thanks to its tier 7 engine, the Maybach HL 230P30, which has 700 horsepower for a tier 5 medium. That's a lot of horsepower. Why does it need that much horsepower? Why does it need to go that fast? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is because of the weight. At the time, I did not realize this as I was approaching this M3 Lee, but I found out the good way, I guess, not the hard way, the good way, that this thing, well, just take a look. Yes, this thing is like the E50's little brother. It is a ramming machine, and I kind of overuse this strategy for killing other tanks, but it's just so much fun that you will often have a perfect shot and just go for the ram just because it's so fun. This tank is not only an awesome tank, a good tank, but it's also a lot of fun. And with that in mind, let's get into the gameplay. Okay, so we have entered a tier 5 battle, which is lucky for me because I get to use my beautiful 85mm of frontal armor. Although I won't because it's my first time playing the tank. Yes, this is my first battle in the Panzer V, sorry. And we are on dead rail because on dead rail, everything on the enemy team dies. That's just how it goes. That was a terrible joke, sorry guys. I'm headed to the right, which I have told my team about, but my team, after looking at my message, decides to go to the left, because that's what teamwork is in World of Tanks Blitz. If someone says go to the right, never follow. It's mind games. Don't pay attention to your team at all, guys. Just do whatever the team does not say to do, or the opposite in this case. But yeah, they're headed on the left side, so I'm kind of scared to get ambushed by 7, to be exact, 7 enemy tanks. Now there's only a chance of being ambushed by 6 because that Crusader is on that side. Am I gonna get ambushed? No, I'm gonna take a nice stroll through this nice snowy terrain. Gonna go skiing, and this is a very good example of the speed this tank has. I'm currently going 60 kilometers per hour with a tank that has very good protection in the front. So I'm very pleased with the maneuverability of this tank. And upon first glance, I was very pleased to be going that fast in such a heavy tank, because this tank does weigh 41 tons. And we have spotted an M3 Lee, and what is this M3 Lee doing, you may ask? Well, he's doing some very professional maneuvers. Look at that. Wow, not quite. He's still trying. Well, thank God we finished that pro off. Like that, he would have given us trouble if we had not finished that M3 Lee off first, because I mean, the placement, he definitely was thinking about what he was doing. Anyway, let's take a look at this shot I'm about to take at the T-28. What happened? Let's look at that again. It just goes right through the T-28. That's impossible. Anyway, the second shot kills him, so, I mean, at least the second shot went in. If the second shot didn't go in, I would have made a glitch video, but I don't have to. It was only one shot, I don't mind. I've started shooting this Hertzer now. Oh my god, I don't know how to pronounce. It's Hetzer. It's Hetzer. I did this last video too. I'm sorry guys. That's like the one name I can't pronounce. Hetzer? I think I'm gonna say Hetzer. Hetzer. Still probably sounds really weird. I gotta give it like a nice German accent, like Hetzer. No, that was terrible. Anyway, I'm shooting this Crusader, which I finally get a hit on, and I actually bounced a shot from the Hetzer. So now I'm very proud of that armor. I'm very proud of the armor on it, because the Hetzer actually has, I think, a 110mm gun to it. I don't know if it's mounted on that particular one, but I mean, that thing definitely has enough firepower, so I'm pretty proud of blocking that shot from that tank, and it decides to leave. It's going on it's trying to outrun me. It wants to have a race, but I'm not entering a race anytime soon, so I kind of just blow it up, and that is that. So now we are going toward this Crusader. This, my friend, is probably going to be another intense battle. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this one, but it's, in terms of intense battles, it's either going to be this one or the M3 Lee battle, because both of these battles were just, oh no, and oh, look at that, I tracked him, thank God. Now, I'm being kind of a dick to the Covenanter, I think that's how you pronounce that, Covenanter, because, well, I just want all the damage, and I'm trying to get some good shots in here, and the Covenanter kind of moves, and then I move, so I'm being a dick. I I don't know, I was feeling like a dick at the time, but the Karma strikes up again, and the Herza finishes off the Crusader, so that's Karma for you. I do, however, get a first class mastery badge with 2,103 damage and 4 tanks destroyed. I also get Top Gun, of course. But that was a very good game. That was actually my first game, so talk about starting off good, right? And now let's get into the second gameplay. Okay, we're gonna go get lost on this map because this map is called Lost Temple. So we're gonna go find the temple, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get lost. Okay, I'm gonna stop with these stupid jokes. We are heading to the right because that's where most of the action normally happens. I want to use that beautiful gun of ours, even that really good tier 5 gun, to basically just spread and shred all of those other tier 5 tanks. So I think this is a temple. It doesn't really look like a temple, but I guess we're in Japan and temples look like this. I think it's Japan. I'm not being racist. I honestly think this is Japan. It looks like the mountains look like Japan. But we're just going to be chilling at this temple for a while. We're going to get lost in our thoughts because there are no other tanks here. Yep, they have decided to not show up today. They probably got lost on their way here. That's why they're not here. I gotta stop with the lost comments. Anyway, T25 has finally found himself towards the temple. He has made his way here. But we're going to get some juicy shots on him. Unfortunately, he is a little smarter than most of the players in this game and actually gets to cover. He doesn't just stay there. So for the remainder of the remaining minute, we're kind of just going to be pondering our thoughts here as we watch this T25 get finished off by the DW2. So there's a VK30.01H over there, and at this point I've noticed that they're spawning more, or they're going towards the left side. However, a KV1 has just spotted up, and he's a little late to the party because we've just finished off most of, we finished off the T25. So he's a little late, and just look at, there's almost no red on that KV1, and that is a tier 5 heavy right there. That just shows how good this gun actually is. Most of the time, I am actually penetrating this guy quite easily. There is another shot, and we're bouncing off shots off our front portion, so that's also very good. As this KV1 advances, however, don't really want to even try shooting at that because it's just too much red there. So I'm going to try for this 820 instead, but that fence post really hates me, so don't get a shot into him either. However, my second shot into it does actually go in and that fence post gets out of the way. And banzai, right? We're in Japan. We might as well go for a rush attack. We finish off this KV1. Goodbye. No trouble there whatsoever with that 110 millimeters of penetration. And we're moving on to this A20. This A20, hasn't even really realized we're coming for him yet. I think now he's turned his gun the other way, which isn't really gonna do anything. But I finished that guy off too, so there we go. The much nerfed A20, which definitely needs a buff. I keep saying this, but the A20 needs a buff. Like, I take those things down like that's like my warm-up nowadays. I'm just being mean to the A20. So I did get shot from this side, and I'm heading towards there. I don't care about those logs. I'm just going right up. I pause to quickly aim at this Hetzer. There's so many Hetzers in this video. Jesus. Currently on my way there, and as you may know, this is a beautiful ram vehicle, so we're gonna go for the ram, and boom, and not quite, Tim, not quite. And I actually bounced a shot there, so that was a little weird. There was no red, but I did bounce a shot, and I'm like, you know what, might as well ram this guy to death. So yep, 3 rams does it. I didn't really have a lot of speed or a very nice run up, but I still managed to get that guy. So here I'm pondering my thoughts again, and I can't really get a shot at the VK30.01H, So I'm moving closer, and at the same time, I know that I last saw the tank destroyer somewhere in this midst. So I'm killing what is it saying? Killing two birds with one stone? Yes, that is what I'm currently trying to do. So I take a juicy shot at the VK 30.01H. For some reason the DW, oh, he's shooting HE at him because he can't pen the front. Thankfully though, we are shooting at its rear, so we finish it off real fast. This M8A1, or the AKA Sherman, is right here. And is that a Sherman? I don't know. Well, I'll correct that if it's not. I think that's a Sherman, and we are hammering this guy. Angling our front, this guy can get no shots whatsoever. I think he's trying for a turret, which is the weak spot, but he keeps missing, so that's good for us. And we're gonna make our way all the way around. I was actually scared the DW would finish him off because I really wanted the kill. Thankfully, he does not, and we do finish the M841 off. That is another first class mastery badge, as well as a Top Gun, and I think that's for killing 5 vehicles. Those were the 2 replays I had for you guys. I quite enjoyed those battles, and I got those. I normally spend quite a lot of time getting replays, but since this tank is so good, it took me very little time to get some awesome footage for you guys. We're not done with those replays because I had a quite amusing thing happen to me, but this is going to be the end of the transmission for me. So if you did like this, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe. And take a look at this. Catch you guys next time. Peace.